Yo, what's up guys, welcome back to another video. This is a reaction to 5 common American things that Europeans find weird. Now, as a European myself, although, geographically I am European, and I say I'm European, I would say I'm from Europe. I don't know if people from mainland Europe claim British people or English people more say. I feel like we're probably quite hated, but hey, I'm still there. You can't stop me being European. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna see what this person has to say about the US. I guess she's been to the US or she lives in the US, so she's going to obviously use personal experiences from herself living in Europe and then going to the US as things that I guess she finds strange. But I'll sort of say if I can relate to this. Obviously, Europe's a big region. She could realistically be from Russia or I'd say Turkey, but she doesn't look Turkish. Or I don't know, just somewhere in the eastern parts of Europe, Central Europe or Western Europe. But I don't think she's from Western Europe. And yeah, life's obviously going to be very different. Maybe things that she finds weird that people don't do in her part of Europe. But then maybe in the UK, these are things that people may do. I don't know. We're going to see, hopefully going to enjoy. And let's just see some of these random weird things that Americans do that Europeans find weird.
What's up, internet? Hello and welcome to another video. These are the 5 common things in the United States of America that are weird to Europeans. By the way, if you dig my hoodie, I have these hoodies up for sale. Let's get started with the video. So I have been living on and off in the United States of America for the past 10 years, and these are the 5 common things that I have run into the States that are still hard for me to grasp because I come from Europe, in case you didn't hear from my accent. First one, I want to talk about garbage disposal.
I don't know where in Europe she's from.
Lord forbid you drop a fork in there. Oh my god, it sounds like the end of the world.
Oh, I've never even thought about that. If you drop cutlery in there, does it just cut the cutlery? Or would it just break the garbage disposal? I assume the garbage disposal will just get broken.
That is just insane to me. We don't have garbage disposals in Europe. It just, to me, putting food down the drain just sounds old. I have lived with people who had clogged garbage disposals, and whatever was in there just smelled so bad. I've seen so many horror movies about people dropping something in the garbage disposal that once I actually dropped something, I was legitimately afraid for my life.
Yeah, I'll be honest. If I had garbage disposal and I was like the first time I'd had it, and I dropped something in there, I'm gonna be honest, I would be too scared to get that out as well. You just in your head, you're thinking something's gonna go wrong. Although you've probably got to press a button to do it, or you can maybe even disconnect something to stop it from even happening in the first place. I'd still be shitting myself.
Because we all know what happens.
What's going on? Is she got like some makeup thing that she's holding her mic with? What the fuck?
When you reach your hand down into something that goes, well, yeah, goodbye hand. Second thing that is very common in the States and not at all in Europe is free refills. Oh my god. I remember when I had my first American customers in the bar that I worked at, and I bring them coffee and they're like,
hey, can I get a refill?
And I'm like,
what?
And I'd be like,
yeah, don't you have refills?
And I'd be like,
ma'am, this is a cappuccino with a heart. We don't have refills.
You would sit at a restaurant and somebody would just keep dumping more coffee into your cup. Or if you order a large soda, you get free refills. Or the majority of places, these fast food places and other places where you have like that soda on tap that, by the way, you can get yourself. I haven't seen that in Europe. In Europe,
there's a few places that have it, not like fast food chains. Subway has it, I think. Maybe not. You have it in like what the hell are they called? Buffets and certain restaurants. I went to a restaurant the other day and they had it there, but yeah, it's not common.
Pour it for you, okay? I think it's a lot more convenient in the States to have the soda machine over there. Also, I have found it funny where you get the same cup for water as you do for soda, and then the machine is right around the corner, so what prevents me from...
Yeah, that's a very good point. Just lie. Get water for free. Get some tap water. Is tap water free in the US? It's free in the UK. And then just get some like some drinks and different drinks instead.
Just like getting a soda or a lemonade from that, you know. I would never do that also because I don't like soda and I don't like that lemonade that comes from the machine. You know, I guess they just don't care since they do have free refills and the expense is what, 2 cents on a dollar. Also, free sauces. Do you know that in McDonald's you have to pay for sauces in Europe?
You get free sauce in America. Why don't we have that here?
Here you get unlimited amount of sauces, and also in a lot of places I would go to the counter and be like, hey, can I get 2 extra ranch sauces? And they come in like big ass containers. Okay, I'm talking about just like small little packets, which by the way in McDonald's, at least in Slovenia, small little packet of ketchup, 10 cents. Mustard, 10 cents. If you think you're getting anything for free,
No, sir.
next thing that is very common
Damn.
in the States and not at all in Europe are the red cups. Red cups are a synonym of college party, beer pong, and booze. Every party you go to, or if you're hanging out at the beach or just in a park, even if there's no drinking, people bring red cups.
I do wonder why they became such a cultural thing in the US.
Pretty much everyone I've ever met has some red cups at home, just in case they need an emergency beer pong routine on a Sunday afternoon. Also, I haven't seen a lot of people play beer pong in Slovenia and in Europe. I came home from the first time I visited in Myrtle Beach in 2012 and I learned what beer pong is, and then I came home at the end of the summer and I made everyone play beer pong.
Forever.
For the next few years, that's all we would play. I'd be like, hey, does anyone want to play beer pong? But of course, you don't have red cups. They're hard to find. So we would play with little white plastic cups that are so hard to score. Also, they knock over immediately. But yeah, red cups. And next thing that is very common is that there is a soda fountain at the bar. If you order just water, if you're a designated driver, or even if you're not, if you say soda water, they're not going to charge you for it. It's on tap. It comes out of a hose.
That's pretty cool.
And especially if you're ordering stuff like vodka soda, you will get the soda from tap, that thing. All of that will be from a bottle in European bars. So if you order a sparkling water, it will come in a bottle unless you want a glass. But even then, it will come from a larger bottle that a bartender will pour for you. And same if you're drinking rum and Coke. Unless you specifically ask for a separate Coca-Cola in a separate container, which by the way, most of the time will come in a glass container, not a can, then you will get Coca-Cola out of an already opened plastic bottle hanging out in the bar. So next thing that is very common in the States, but not in Europe, getting coffee to go. I already made a full video, you can check out in the description below. But coffee to go is just not a thing in Europe. So
Is it not? In the UK it definitely is. I guess maybe in Slovenia it's not, but I'm surprised about that. I would have thought it's quite common just throughout Europe now.
it's like a social activity more or less. So you don't see a lot of people running around with a cup of coffee in their hands. Coffee is an activity that you do when you take time for yourself or for your friends. And yeah, you catch up with a friend, or you go to a coffee shop, you bring a book, and before your errands, you read a little, and then you have your cup of coffee, and then you do errands. Majority of people will not be running around with a cup of coffee in their hands. Is just not a thing. Next thing that is very common in the States are the yellow school buses. You will not see school buses like that in Europe. They will look like normal buses, but they will have like a little label in the back for the time being.
Wait, so Europe has school buses as well? The UK, you don't have school buses unless it's like a private school. You will have just like normal buses that people will take that will take them close enough to the school. You're not getting school buses.
That they are transporting kids, and those are the buses that you cannot board for obvious reasons, but they will not be any special buses. Once that bus is done driving the kids around, it will, clock in and drive other people around. So we don't have yellow school buses, and I'm pretty sure in Europe there's no school buses that are like specific color. I might be mistaken. Please correct me in the comment section below. Last thing that is very common in the States and not at all in Europe is that there are flags everywhere. You will have majority of the houses will have an American flag. Slovenia, at
car.
least, we put out a flag a few times per year, and that is for, you know, holidays or remembrance days that have to do something with the history of Slovenia or just like celebrating Slovenia. Nobody has a flag in their pickup truck flowing in the wind. Nobody's putting 1,000 stickers of a flag on the back of the
Jesus
car.
Christ.
You know, nobody is like wearing a flag. You can find bikini with the symbol of the United States flag. You can find shirts, you can find pants, you can find anything.
Shoes, yeah, I've seen
Nobody will
those Vans United States shoes.
put on a Slovenian flag bikini unless you're a little quirky. It's just not a thing. In other countries as well, people don't like, you know, wave their flags around and we're like, yeah, we're the best. Flags are just, you know, in your face all the time over here, so that is just not something that Europeans do. All right, so that is it for this video.
There we go. I mean, there's a few interesting ones, but I've definitely heard quite a few of these as well. I prefer European way. I love my country, but flag does not mean too much to me. Coffee to go is still uncommon. It's still common in the UK. Yeah, I was thinking that's definitely not relatable to the UK. But how refreshing, a European not complaining about tipping and sales tax. But you love tipping. The US tipping thing is really getting over to the UK, and it's actually starting to get on my tits. Like tipping, okay, I get it to a degree, but like, I mean now because I'm in education, I actually get discounts in certain restaurants, and I think now because if you're a student, they don't really expect you to tip because students don't typically have the money to tip, right? But even then, like I went to London, and I think there's a London 5% rule or something, or 10% rule, something like that, where no matter what you eat or what you get, you have to pay 10% tax on in restaurants, not like fast food places. But I just find that a bit mental. Like London's so expensive as it is, but yeah, it is what it is. It's coming over to the UK. I get it why it happens in the US because they don't get the money. In the UK, these people get their money. Like, you don't need to do it more, but it's just taking off the US, man. Fair enough, man. They got to get their money somehow. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. Let me know your thoughts. And until next time, like, subscribe, and peace.